Hi there, everyone. Welcome to Wellness Wednesday. Um, as you know, we have changed our time to make it a little bit easier for people to come, and we're happy that you're here today. Okay, I know that everyone is happy because of the verdict um, with the perpetrator of the crime in broad daylight. Um, And we are praying that there will be no violence because we still do not have the sentencing yet. So hopefully you're doing well and you are coping with COVID a little differently now because a lot of people have their. Um, Hi, Susan. How are you? Good to see you tonight. Hopefully you're doing better because of people being vaccinated and you don't feel as anxious as you were before. And some places are allowing us to travel, and I hope to do that soon. And so there's a little sigh of relief in some places, though there are still some areas where the COVID vaccine has not um, reached there yet, but they're doing innovative things to reach areas where there's a hesitancy. Thank you, Dr. Sue. Thank you. Um, so So we're going to move along. I'm about to take mine this weekend, and it should be okay. I didn't make allowances for timing if I wasn't feeling well, though, but we'll see how it goes. So today we're going to talk about stress, and this is National Stress Awareness Month. And before I do that, let me tell you who I am. I am Dr. Hope Watts, board certified family physician, health coach, speaker, author, and a lifestyle expert. I help mid career women find the best diet and the best exercise so they can live the life they've always wanted to live. So, thank you, Dr. Sue. Dr. Sue is saying that 43% of the American public has been vaccinated. That is phenomenal. And that proves what can be accomplished with an organized plan, with organized distribution, and the leader explaining what we're going to do, where we're going to go, and making it happen. So I commend the Biden Harris administration on taking on this very, very, very gargantuan task at the very, very, very beginning of their administration. And I hope that many people will cooperate because they're still saying that you still have to wear your mask and you still have to social distance. Although I know in some schools it's less than 6 feet, but it looks like we're moving ahead here, and better days are ahead of us. So today I'd like to talk about stress. And I happened to talk with someone who has a business and wanted to know what her feelings were during this COVID season. She has a daycare, and of course, some of the daycares were closed during the COVID season. And so there was always this thing: Am I going to be able to open my business again? That was the anxiety initially. But she got monies from the federal government and from the state government, and she was able to reopen her business. But there were a lot of other restrictions and other things she had to take into consideration. And that became stressful because she had to make sure that she sanitized the buildings every day, and she had to instruct her staff as to how they were to maneuver the children around. And when they took a nap, she had to make sure they were a certain distance away, and she had to make sure that when they washed their hands, there was only one person there. And in the baby room, she had to get some more helpers because there's only a certain amount of babies you can take care of with one or two people. So she had to get some extras come in. Um, she had to spend extra money on disinfectants, and that was not in her budget. So she had to do that. Um, she also wasn't sure sometimes if people would come in. She would ask them if they've had a fever, had they been around anybody with COVID, and they answered no, but she was very suspicious of people. So she took their temperature and had to monitor them anyway. She had another thought that bothered her, I guess worried her. Do I have COVID and don't have the symptoms? And of course, there are some people who do not have symptoms related, have COVID, but they don't have any symptoms or very mild symptoms. Um, and one of the other worries she had was, am I going to be able to get the supplies that I need on a regular basis? Because there were lots of places where they had shut down, um, supplies, or people were buying too many supplies and you just couldn't get, disinfectants and sanitizing things. And lastly, her main problem, her main worry and stressor was, is my business going to survive this? And she didn't have any easy answers, but since she was able to get some federal money and some state money, her business is still intact now. So you can see the gamut of the worries that she had, and everybody's stressors are different. So they've done quite a few surveys on people about the COVID, around the COVID-19. And a certain percentage of them, the scoring was, 1 to 3 is a mild, 4, 5, and 6 is what we do for pain. But many people rated their stress as 6 out of 10 during the COVID season, which is moderate, which is very moderate, but still quite a bit of stress. And I thought that was a low, very low rate. Um, as many people have had stressors throughout the time in COVID. Many people have lost their jobs. Food insecurity and housing insecurity have occurred to many people, many people. Um, Other issues that have, made people stressed out. Um, the Capitol breach made quite a few people stressed out. And I'm quite sure I felt that way too. I mean, on top of all this going on with COVID, we have the Capitol breach. And they estimated that at least 60 to 70% of the people were stressed out and felt overwhelmed because of those things that were happening. And they found it a significant source of stress. So, how do you know if you're stressed out? You use the terminology, oh, that person stresses me out. I hate going to those meetings. They stress me out. They're never talking about anything nice. But there's some specific things that you can look at to see if you're stressed out or you're getting stressed. And some of these may overlap with anxiety because those are the emotions that have come out. Difficulty concentrating or worrying a lot. That is a sign of stress, and it can also be a sign of anxiety also. Being angry, moody, or frustrated. You've noticed that, every little thing just bothers you now. You don't have a way of, kind of thinking about it because there's so many other things that are being piled on you. Sometimes people gain weight or they lose weight. Other things are poor self-care. They're not taking the time to do things that they like to do or do it with others that they previously had some type of relationship with or done some fun things together. Or they're going back to old things that have helped them, such as drugs or alcohol. So those are just a few things that can give you a tip as to what people are thinking or going through when they're stressed out. So what causes stress? It's any situation where really you don't have any control. A series of things have happened in your life and you didn't want them to happen. Bought a house, and maybe the sewer place or the sewage or the toilets don't work, and you weren't expecting that, and you weren't expecting that expense. With jobs, there may be a lot more demands of your time for jobs. They may want you to do X number of things in X time, but you haven't even finished the first task that they gave you. Also, our busy schedules. Sometimes our schedules are so busy that, in addition to the schedules we have at work and the schedules that we have at home, we are stressed. We're running and running and running, and we don't have time for ourselves. So, there are times when we have to relax, take that time for self care, and build that in to our regular schedules. Um, Many people take out time, and for some people, it's exercise. They like to go jogging, have a nice jog. Some people, or go on a trail, go on a hiking trail. Some people like to um, do walks. They like taking very long walks. And in many places, and I have found that they do have trails that you can go on that have no cars, nothing, no resemblance of civilization, so you can enjoy the outdoors. Um, Also, dancing. I've been watching Instagram, and there are quite a few people with their reels, and they're doing some little two-step or some other little thing, and they are truly enjoying themselves. So put that on your list as a habit that you can do to enjoy yourself. Biking is another thing. Going out riding bikes with your family is very, very, very relaxing. And usually, if you take your kids with you, they're overjoyed because then they can ride their bike and nobody's telling them to stop or anything. What do you do if you're at work and you feel overwhelmed and you can't do the things that we've just discussed? What would you do? Sometimes just doing a brief walk around the building, and or find a quiet place. And some places have large complexes where you can do some walking, um, or sit with some friends at work and try not to discuss some of the bad things that are happening, but discuss some of the good things that are happening. Listen to your favorite music. Sometimes just listening to our favorite music kind of takes us to another place, and we can calm down and do it with friends so that you can feel relaxed and you can be refreshed and go back. And I'm wondering, if you have found some things that you do on a regular basis. I myself try to always break at lunch. When I'm at work, if sometimes I go overtime, but I try to spend some time just winding down, because I see patients on a regular basis, and some patients can be a little more stressful than others. And so I make it a point to take off some time and just regroup, because some patients are a little bit more, they require a little bit more energy, a little bit more of your time, and you have to be ready to take care of the next set of patients that come in. Okay, so there are other things you can do, like deep breathing. And it has been well known that deep breathing can help someone uh, just calm down right at the moment. And I would suggest that you find a place, so that you can do some deep breathing, a quiet place, and just concentrate on just breathing. And a lot of times I do that also. And I find that I'm really relaxed and my concentration is better and I'm really able to cope a lot better. So I'd like to just give you an example of some of the types of breathing you can engage in. And I've learned this one called 4x4 breathing. And so you start out and you take a nice deep breath in, you blow out, and you take another deep breath. And that gets you in the deep breath mode. And so the 4x4 breathing entails you taking a deep breath in for a count of 4, and then you hold the breath for a count of 4. You exhale for a count of 4, and you hold your breath for a count of 4. And you do that sequentially 4 separate times. And a lot of times I feel very, very relaxed after that. And I feel I can go on with whatever else that I have to do. And a lot of times I feel so refreshed that some of the things that were bothering me before I've completely forgotten about. So that's one of the types of breathings you can do. And there are many others that bring relaxation to you. And a lot of times it's probably better to do it in a quiet place so that you can really concentrate on the breathing and get all the benefits from it. Also, there is guided imagery. That's a type of relaxation also. And an interesting story with that, when I first got to undergrad, undergrad was very hectic and what have you. And I think I was reading an article that I got out of one of the student center, and they were talking about relaxing. And they wanted you to find a place in your mind, of course, one of your favorite places that you like to go to. It could be a childhood vacation or a vacation you have, or a place that you like to hike to. Any kind of an outdoors place or a place where you found very comfortable and you like going there. And what they asked you to do was spend time slowly relaxing each part of your body. So, for example, they would say, "My arms are relaxed." And you would say that several times. But in the meantime, you're looking at this visual image of a place that you'd love to go to. And I got really good at doing that and found it very relaxing, especially after a hectic day. But there are other things you can do now, and that type of imagery we can go to all the time. It's a little bit more than the other type that we were talking about, but it takes a little longer. But you can be refreshed and ready to go because number one, you're concentrating on a pleasant place, away from all the hectic things that have been going on, and it can really restore your peace of mind. There's another type of relaxation called progressive relaxation. In this is more like what I just described to you earlier on that I learned when I was an undergrad. This is where you progressively tense your muscles up and then relax them. Tense, and it could start with certain body parts like your fist. You could start with your fists and then relax them. Start with your upper body, tense it up, and then relax it. And you'll find that doing these things on a regular basis. And so what I try to do is have a certain amount of those things that I do on a regular basis, or I go to when I feel I need to relax, and build it as a habit. And you'll find that, yeah, so and so did something, and they're all up in arms about it. And just having that quiet time and doing that breathing relaxes you. And I find it better than going to someone and saying, "Well, remember, you know what that person did? They did this, this, and this," because you're still upset about it. So it's better to do some of these relaxation things. So I have just talked briefly about stress, and next week we're going to talk about some other things that are related to stress. And I hope that some of these exercises that we talked about kind of triggered in your memory things that you do yourself or may want to look at. And the deep breathing exercises, you can just Google them, Google deep breathing relaxation exercises, and you'll be able to find them in the techniques. So if there are no questions, we will just let you know this is our new time, a new place. And I hope everyone got the message though, but if not, we will, put some more flyers out later on. But there's always some way to de-stress. And I've just talked about a few things. We're going to go into some other things next week because I do have quite a few things that I do to de-stress. And you may want to take them as ideas also. So, any questions? If there are no questions, we will see you back here for our Wellness Wednesday. And I'd like to let you know that my book is en route to being published, and we'll keep you posted about that. But in the meantime, I am Dr. Hope Watts, board certified family physician, health coach, speaker, author, and lifestyle expert. Please visit me. I am available on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and LinkedIn. We wish you a Wellness Wednesday, and we'll see you back next week. Thank you.